So I was looking back through the videos on my channel and I realized that I haven't done an NH35 build in almost a year. So I thought it's about time we rectify that and jump back on the NH35 bandwagon. What is up everyone, I'm Jason from jb.watchmods and today we are building our first NH35 build in almost a year, and I think it is going to be a good one. Now we're going to be using a 40mm Submariner style case with a screw down crown and case back. It's got a sapphire crystal and I think this case looks beautiful with that stainless steel yacht-master style bezel insert, and it's going to be fitted on a Jubilee bracelet to top it off. Now I've gone with a silver hour and minute hand with an orange second hand, and I think that pop of color should look really nice, especially against this dial that we're going to be using. It's a blue to black fade crystal titanium dial. Now I don't exactly know what crystal titanium means, but it sounds cool and it looks even cooler. So I cannot wait to see how this build comes together. But before we jump into it, I just want to say that I'm going to be giving away this exact watch that I build in this video. And if you want to find out how you can win it, jump over to my Patreon page, which I'll leave linked in the video description below. But with that said, let's jump into this build. Alright, so this is our dial, and the first thing we need to do is cut the dial feet off the back that we don't need. Now to do this, I use my side cutters and just wiggle each foot loose until it breaks away. Then I like to grab my Dremel and sand any remnants of those dial feet nice and flat so that the dial sits flush against the movement. Once that's done, make sure to give the dial a good clean so no metal shavings go through your movement. Now we're ready to fit our dial to our movement. There are two small holes on the movement spacer ring which accept the feet from the dial. And the dial is just a press fit into the movement. Nice and simple. Just make sure that the dial sits flat against that movement. So now that we have our dial paired with our movement, it's time to prepare the movement to accept the handset. Now to do this, we pull the crown out all the way and rotate the movement over until the date wheel flicks. Then we know the movement is at 12 o'clock and we can set the hands accordingly. Now I've got a little bit of a fancy hand press and it fits our NH35 movement that we're using perfectly. But you absolutely do not need a hand press like this to get the job done. Any basic press or pen type tool will get the job done just fine if you're starting out. But I must say this tool was a great investment. It lines the movement up directly under each hand press tip. So all you need to worry about is lining up the hand on the post of the movement itself. So now that I've got my hour hand pressed on, I'm going to rotate the movement over 2 times just to make sure that that hand clears all the indices and that it lines back up at 12 o'clock when the date wheel flicks. And here I'm just cleaning up the hand with a bit of Rotoco. It's great for cleaning any marks or smudges off the handset, and I always find the hands easiest to clean as you go. Now I also use that Rotoco to hold the hand itself. I find that it's the best way to hold the hand without scratching the hand itself. Pliers can often leave small scratches on the hands that you can't remove. And with the minute hand pressed on, we're going to do the same thing and rotate that movement over 2 times. Now we want to check that the hands clear each other and that the hour hand doesn't hit that minute hand. And we also want to make sure that the hands line back up at 12 o'clock with the date wheel changing at the appropriate time. Now 10 to 15 minutes either side of 12 o'clock is pretty standard for an NH movement. So now that we have all of our hands pressed on, we just want to check that all of our clearances are still good and that our second hand doesn't foul on anything. We also need to make sure that once we push that crown in, that second hand starts ticking away like normal. And it is all looking really good. I actually love that pop of orange against that blue dial. I think it looks really cool. So now we need to remove our dummy crown stem so we can fit the movement into our case. Now to do this, there's a small lever that needs to be pushed down while the crown is in the pushed in position. I use a small screwdriver to push that tab in so I can release the crown. Then we can grab our case and remove the case back and case back gasket. For now, we'll put our case back gasket to the side just so we don't lose it. Then we can grab our lens pen and our air blower and give the crystal a good clean. This is the time that we want to get our crystal spotless so we don't have any dust or debris trapped under the crystal when we fit our movement. And now that our crystal is perfectly clean, we can pop our case over our dial and movement. Then once everything's sitting together, we'll flip it over and make sure that our movement is lined up in our case. We want to make sure that the crown stem in the movement lines up with the crown tube in the case. Now we can unscrew our crown from the case and grab a crown stem. Now I've got a bunch of NH35 crown stems that I like to keep spare just in case I cut one too short. But if you've purchased a new NH35, it should come with a crown stem. Next job is cutting our crown stem to the right length. And I always just guesstimate this step, but if you are a bit more meticulous, you might want to grab a set of vernier calipers so you can measure the right length that needs to be cut off. Then I just file down the end of the crown stem to make sure that there's no sharp edges that'll damage the threads inside the crown, and then screw the crown back on. Now it's time to test fit the assembly into our case, and it looks like we're still a few millimeters too long. So that means we need to remove the crown from the crown stem and cut another few millimeters off that crown stem and retry it. And I'm feeling pretty confident with this attempt, so before installing the crown, I'm going to put some Loctite on the threads just to make sure that the crown doesn't come loose unless we want it to. Now we can reinstall our crown and test fit it back into the case, but before we do that, make sure to wipe off any excess Loctite before fitting it into your movement. Now we still have a bit of spring in that crown, which is exactly what we want, and it looks like the crown screws down all the way into the case. So that means we're ready to move on to the next step, which is going to be sealing our case up. And to do this, we need to grab our case back gasket and pop it into some silicone grease. The grease will do a few things, but it's going to help lubricate that gasket and make sure that it doesn't pinch in between the case and case back once we screw the case down. And before we screw our case back down, it's always a good idea to give it a quick clean before fitting it to your case. And now that we have our case sealed up, it's time to move on to the final step, which is fitting our bracelet. And today we're fitting a beautiful Jubilee style bracelet, which should top this watch off nicely. Now, don't forget, if you do want to win this exact watch, head over to my Patreon page where I do a watch giveaway every single month for my Patreon members. And this month, I'm going to be giving away this exact watch. So I'll leave all the details for my Patreon page linked in the video description. I'll also leave links for all the parts and tools that I've used in this video. So if you want to give it a shot for yourself, check out the video description below. But now let's flip this watch over and see how it looks. That is going to do it for today's build. I would love to hear in the comments section below what you thought of the build today. Now personally, I really enjoy this watch. I think that pop of orange on the second hand looks absolutely stunning against that blue dial. and the dial itself looks absolutely amazing. And don't forget to head over to my Patreon page where you can win this watch for yourself. But that is going to do it for today's video. If you've liked this video or gotten anything out of it at all, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all in the next video.